Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good, Dave.
That's good, mate. A good week for the favourites last week, and but we're looking for a bit more value this week, mate.
Yeah.
And 3 big Group 1s over the weekend. So we're in 2 states this weekend. The first Group 1 is the $750,000 Australian Guineas for 3-year-olds at set weights over 1,600 metres. And a nice Guineas here in Melbourne, probably a bit more competitive than the Sydney one.
Yeah, it's one of the most competitive Guineas that I can remember, Dave. Lots of interest here with the Boom Kiwi visiting Extravagant, Oaks winner in Jamaica,
Yep.
Derby winner in Tarzino, Mahuda, who's absolutely flying, Palatino, list goes on. It's a deep race.
It is a deep race.
I'm actually making my on the bid selection the Boom WA filly, Dave. Perfect Reflection. I think the fillies may have a little bit on the colts. They did in the spring. I reckon they still do. I thought she was really good last start when she was held up all the way down the straight. Never got a clear crack at them and got out late over the 1400 at Flemington to finish really strongly. I think that run will top her off the mile. She's really going to appreciate here. They ran only slightly quicker time, but it was a quicker time than the boys. And I think with the prospect of a strong gallop with Extravagant, Mahuda, Bonorum, Snoopy, River Wild all pushing forward, I expect her to get a lovely trail, and I think she's really great value at $11. So on the bit for mine.
Very nice. I thought the barrier draw has seen Extravagant draw perfectly in barrier 3. He's an on-pacer. He'll probably land on the back of Mahuda, I think, who will probably come across and take the lead. And I just think he'll give Extravagant, there's a few others leaders obviously, but I think Extravagant will get a nice card into the race. And I can just see him peeling off the back of horses like Mahuda at the Clock Tower and sprinting home strongly over the last 200, and I expect him to be the horse to beat. His wins in New Zealand, some of his wins have been just dynamic. He's way better than anything in New Zealand. He's even beat older horses in his last run. So I thought he was on the bit at $3.50. I thought the other horse that would be suited to the 1,600 metre at Flemington is Tarzino, the Derby winner.
Yes.
The only reason I probably selected Extravagant because he wasn't on pacer. Tarzino is going to settle towards the back of the field, and he's going to have probably pretty much the whole field to pass in the straight. But he's got the ability to storm home very strongly, and because there will be strong pace up front, and it'll be run to suit him. I think he's a better horse at Flemington than at Caulfield, and at $9 each way I also thought he was good value, so I wouldn't mind even having a Quinella there. The second Group 1, mate, is the Randwick Guineas. This is also for 3-year-olds at set weight, so the 2 Guineas races in the autumn run on the same day over 1,600 metres, and not as deep. Yeah, not as deep, but still a bit of an interesting race. Who you gone for?
I didn't think it had anywhere near the quality of the Melbourne Guineas,
probably
Dave. And press statement looks he looks nearly a star in the making. He's a good horse. He's a very good horse. I would have loved to have seen him in Melbourne. Would have made it interesting. He was an emphatic winner first up in Hobartville. I think he should make a mess of him here. Even drawing 12, he's got McIntosh drawn next to him that leads. I think he will just be able to come across with that and be able to get a good trail. And prohibitive odds at the $1.50, but I wouldn't be taking the $1.50 straight out. But if you're taking multis, that's what I'll be doing.
Yep.
I think I'd see him winning for mine.
Definitely their class horse in the race. I just really hope they choose to run Tulsa here in the Randwick Guineas rather than the Australian Guineas at Flemington. Here's another horse that I think is a 1,600 metre horse crying out for a big track. Randwick Mile is right up his alley. He's third up into this race. He tends to lay in going the Melbourne way of going. I just think the Sydney way of going may actually help him a bit. And he possesses a huge finish. Listen, the favourite press statement looks all the rage and will be hard to beat because he'll be sitting on top of the pace, and $1.50 on offer is a little bit short for me too. I just thought Tulsa may be better than the rest of the field, and he was $20 each way. I just thought it was good value because you can get something like $3, $3.50 the place. So you're betting on something that's got a chance to maybe potentially knock off the favourite with a bit of luck. And even if he runs a place, it's better value than the favourite straight out for a win. So he's on the bit for mine. The next Group 1 is the $500,000 Canterbury Stakes away for age over 1,300 metres run at Randwick. Small field, but lots of quality, mate. Very interesting race.
It is a interesting race, Dave. For a small field, actually, there seems to be good speed in it, which is not normal for Sydney. Those small fields, they usually just sort of sit and sprint. But 3 runners, I saw our boy Malachi, Holler, and Ecuador all going forward, which should ensure a pretty good clip. There's some back markers in this that have got the ability to finish home pretty hard, and they're high class horses. Criterion obviously and Kermadec, but I'm taking the horse with race fitness, and that's First Seal. Here you were on last start, Dave, and she won easily in the Millie Fox and looked really good. I think here with the hot speed, she'll just be behind them, and I think with that run under her belt, she'll just be proved too fit for the other two. And she goes good second up. I thought 280 was a nice price about her. I think she'll be winning.
Yeah, good natural speed, so probably gives every horse a chance. I agree, Criterion and Kermadec probably will need the run first up. I love the return of First Seal too last time, mate. She looked like a horse that would just improve off the run, and she's got lots of quality about her, and she came back from a long injury layoff. That's why I think that run was good enough first up, because I think she needed it. I think she's got a good second up record. Well, she definitely has a good second up record. She goes really well at the track. As I said, the leaders is likely to sprint, set up a good pace for the ones at the back to sprint home hard. And I think she's got the quality to round them up as well. I think she'll probably be giving them 3 or 4 lengths at the top of the straight. But once she levels out, I expect her to pick up our boy Malachi in the shadows of the post. And she's $2.80, might get $3 fixed. I thought she was on the bit, and I thought she was a good Cronulla horse with our boy Malachi. Stable news, Lenny. What's happening this week, mate? Well, there's been a lot happening with the Premier Sale. But
yeah, we're busy at the Premier Sale, purchasing a 3/4 brother to Mr. Sneaky.
Yep.
Had a Gargosian. I was just trying
to
think
that one today.
That third start. He's run a second and won today. That as his third start is a Beneteau purchase. And got Malaguera in a listed race on Saturday, as well as Seal with a Kiss in WA. He's running in the listed mile 3-year-old race.
Okay.
So a couple of purchases, Bluegrass Bloodstock, so hopefully they both run well.
It'll be a busy Saturday for you, yeah. So we've got Charles in Charge heading to Adelaide on Saturday in a 1200 metre benchmark 90 race. Quite a handy field actually for an Adelaide benchmark 90 race. It's been reduced to 7 runners after some early scratchings. It looks like he'll get a very soft lead though in this race. It doesn't look like much to take him on, so he'll be very hard to catch. He's won at Morfordville before, so looking forward to him improving off a bit of a unlucky, sort of disappointing run last start when he didn't get a run around the corner at Moonee Valley. As you mentioned, we're at the Inglis Premier Sale, finished on Wednesday. We only bought one horse. It was really one horse we were sort of targeting all week, and that was the 3/4 brother to our High Chaparral colt called Mr. Sneaky. This horse is by So You Think. Looks very similar in size to Mr. Sneaky, although he probably looks like he's more of a staying type than what Mr. Sneaky may be. So he might just be the Derby colt that we've been looking out for, mate. And
it's great to get a horse, Dave. We've been chasing one by So You Think. So
So You Think started off well.
The talk about him's pretty good at the moment. He's got some 2-year-olds that go good when you never would have expected that, and he could be a very good stallion. So You Think. So it's great to have one.
And also, Mr. Sneaky's trialling tomorrow, or this is Friday when you'll see this, but Friday morning at Flemington, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Probably needs another trial before racing, but he's showing us a lot of potential. Best on breeding, Lenny. Who's your best on breeding for the weekend, mate?
Best on breeding's King Like Dave, hoping he runs in Sydney rather than Melbourne.
Yep.
Wherever he runs, he'll run well. He never went through a sale. He's by the juvenile side, Exceed and Excel, which we've got one of them, and out of an unraced King's Best Mare, who's a half sister to the group winners in Red Colossus and Nadim's Glow. at stud, Royal Glow's done a really good job for an unraced mare. She's had four foals, 3 of the races, and 2 of them are the black print winners, so she's doing a really good job.
Yeah, well, my value bet for the weekend is King-like as well, mate. I really hope they run in Sydney as well this weekend. He was entered for the Lightning 2 weeks ago, and against the likes of Chautauqua, and they did the right thing by scratching him. But they must have felt he was going pretty well to sort of think of running him in that race. He's in a Group 2 race at Randwick on Saturday over 1,000 metres, drawn out. He's likely to get a nice run in behind the speed, and then he'll have plenty of room to sort of launch his challenge. Craig Williams is aboard, $9. Outstanding value, I thought, in Sydney. And even if he doesn't run in Sydney, he's in Melbourne in a sprint race, and he's $5.50 there. I think he's great value in Melbourne as well. That's only a listed race, but wherever he runs, I think he'll be on the bit and a good chance. On the bit special, Lenny, we were right last week. Both got them right. So what are you on this week, mate?
Dave, again, it's a dual acceptor, which I didn't actually realise it was a dual acceptor. Yep. But now I do, and that's sign off. I'd done the form. I thought he just won in Melbourne. But after seeing that he was in Adelaide as well, it's probably, you could take this double. We don't normally do an on the bit double, but I really like sign off in Melbourne. He's gone to Adelaide. I think we're accepted with him to compress the weights. Yep. He got 60 kilos in Melbourne, and Real Love got 56.5. Now I think he's going to scratch, and he's going to run sign off in Adelaide, and he's going to carry 57 on a 55 minimum. He's already been backed in from $1.90 to $1.40, so take him in your multis, so he will just win. His run last start was really good off a 53-day let up between runs. He's a very good horse, sign off, very good horse. And I think, he's obviously targeted the 2 races, and so Real Love in Melbourne. Yeah, so there's more on the bit.
Very, very interesting pickup. Well done there, Lenny, telling the viewers about that. But I'm on Flemington Saturday, race 3, number 10, Estemine. I just think she wins again. I'm not sure how they really beat her. She rises a little bit in weight, but she looks to control the race again this week. She loves the straight at Flemington. Ben Mellon goes back on her after J Mac rode her last start to win, and he's won on her 4 times previously. She's short odds again, but she's a multi her up with a few on Saturday. She's $2. I think she's on the bit. Off the bit, Lenny, who you're laying this week?
Oh, jeez. Well, off the bit lay. Missed the start last week and missed the kick, and it was the most impressive winner probably of the day. This week I am off the bit with our boy Malachi. Basically, just repeating your last couple of words about that race. I think he's going to get picked up in the shadows of the post by First Seal. I don't think he's a horse that really appreciates lots of pressure up front. Yeah. He usually likes to sort of get his own way.
Free will.
Free will, and I don't think he's going to get that here. I think there's going to be a fair bit of pressure, which there's some really good back markers in this race. I think First Seal, as we've spoken about, is fitter than the other 2. Yeah. But I do think he's going to get picked up late, but he's going to look the winner at some point, but hopefully not at the finishing line.
I'm off the bit with Flemington race 9, number 15, Spread Eagled. He's won 4 of his last 5, this horse, coming through the grades from his maiden win in December to a benchmark 84 win at Moonee Valley last start. I just think this is another big step up for him, a benchmark 90 on a Saturday meeting at Flemington. He only goes down half a kilo from his last win. And I think they're just biting off a little too much here. He opened up second favourite in what I thought was a quite competitive deep race. So I'm leaving him out of the quaddies in the last. So he's off the bit for mine. So good luck on Saturday, a big Super Saturday next Saturday for Australian Cup Day in the Newmarket. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.